Hey, Soulful family. So I literally just got a nudge. So I'm leaving you a message. I have no idea what I'm going to say, so let's go. One of the things I was actually watching, I was doing Bible study with Myron Golden. Catch it on YouTube. It's the best thing ever. And I really just wanted to talk to people that are seeking this or actually going through it right now. So one of the things that I noticed, the more that I'm quiet and the more that I spend time with God, is that everything is in His timing, which if you're still a control freak, it'll drive you crazy, but it's molding you, it's changing you, it's making you out to be who you don't want to be, because control it's so many things. But I would say that control is not good for you, because you cannot control other people. The only person that you can control is yourself. And when you actually get that, and mind you, I did not know this until I started building my relationship with God, but I definitely was a control freak. So you're talking to a former control freak, and it's never good for you. You never act in a way that people necessarily like, especially people that are close to you, like your family, your children. And it causes anxiety, and it causes stress, it causes worry, it causes so many things. And when you release control and surrender to God, it's just a beautiful thing. So that's one thing that I wanted to say. But I also wanted to talk to people that are like me and that have been in the trenches, in their healing journey, in their transformation process and things of that nature. Have you noticed that the things that you thought that would never happen have already happened, and you're already acting them out, but you haven't realized it yet? I was listening to Myron, and he was saying something, and I thought to myself, wow, that's already happened for me. That may be something that I prayed for 5 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. But it's actually taking place in my life right now, and I haven't even recognized it. What I do normally is, when I really do recognize something that God has blessed me with, I always say thank you. But sometimes, because you're just in your own world, or you're going through your day-to-day or whatever, and maybe you're just not paying attention, it can get by you. And I do that also, like in relationships and stuff like that. If I come to realize that this person is of value to me because of this, or this person has done something for me, and I really didn't say thank you because I really wasn't in that mindset at the time, but let me call this person, let me text this person, let me write this person, or whatever the case may be, and let them know that I appreciate them, like, for whatever it is that they did. Have any of you had this experience? It's amazing. It's amazing just to be able to acknowledge someone for something that they've done that they probably didn't even think about doing. It's just something that, it might have just been part of them or whatever that was in them, but you appreciated it so much. You might not have appreciated it at the time, but when you realize, wow, they didn't really have to do that. For me, it's like, let me get myself together, or let me find their number, or let me text them, let me call them, let me write them, let me send them a card, or whatever the case may be, and just let them know, hey, I really appreciate you when you did blah. I know most people that receive these things are probably like, what? Like, when did I do this? It was like that when, I'll give you an example. It was like that when I was in Florida. I was going through a box, just getting rid of stuff or whatever the case may be, and consolidating stuff. And I was going through a box, and I found cards from people at Hillside that had sent me a card at a time where I was devastated, where I was in shock, where I couldn't even appreciate or read a card or anything about Ashley's death. And I found a card I found that person had left me their phone number. The card was so sweet. It was so beautiful. And I actually called the number. Now, mind you, Ashley passed away in 2005. And this was probably just a couple of years ago when I called this number. So I didn't know what to expect, but it didn't matter to me because I really wanted to let that person know that I really appreciated them. And unfortunately, I am just really honestly reading this card right now, but I really want to tell you thank you. We stayed on the phone probably for an hour. I found out that she knew some people that I knew. It was a great conversation. But I literally just wanted to say thank you. I literally just wanted to say thank you. And so that is a kind of a long drawn out explanation, but just to give you like something to think about, and maybe something, things that make you say, because if someone has done something for me, I'm going to appreciate it probably 10 times more because genuinely, I'm trying not to say this negatively, genuinely, it is hard to find genuine people that really care about someone that they don't know, let alone someone that they do know. And I'm not saying that all people are bad. I'm just talking about my own personal experience. But I'm also talking about how when the clouds lift and, the negativity and the doom and gloom and the sadness and all of those things go away, you can see, hear, feel clearly. And I just simply appreciate people for being good to me. Good to me when they didn't have to be. Or maybe when they didn't even know me. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I recognize that in this journey and in this time period that has taken much longer than I ever thought that it would, but I'm so grateful for being where I am now and where I'm going. Being in a space of despair, loneliness sometimes. Loneliness meaning not having anyone really to communicate with or to talk to or whatever, because everyone's on pins and needles and doesn't really want to talk to you anyway because your child died. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to conversate about that. They don't want to sit on the phone and listen to you tell stories or whatever the case may be. It's just a reality. There's only very special people that come into your life that may want to sit on the phone with you and hear that story over and over again. I happen to be one of them, but I couldn't be that for myself. But I've done it plenty of times for other people. And so when you are able to, not just feed yourself, but feed the people around you and stuff like that, because you have followed the principles, or you followed what God has told you, or you follow that nudge or that idea that pops in your head. That's always good for you because it's coming from God, right? And so when you're able to just like embrace that and just be grateful for that, and just love the fact that you are no longer where you used to be. You're no longer where you used to be. What an amazing thing. What an amazing time. What an amazing period. And all I actually want to do is pour into people that are like me, that want to experience what I am experiencing now and what I have experienced through this journey, how I can walk you through that, help you, talk to you, encourage you, push you. That's all I really want to do. And it's amazing because God told me this at least 5-6 years ago, that this is what I was going to be doing. But there's always that stuff in the middle that you don't even really realize. There are so many hills and valleys that I've been through in the past 5 or 6 years. Just realizing who I am, who I'm not, who I'm going to be. Many habits and my ways of being and all those things that did not serve me. The people in my life that did not serve me. The people that wanted nothing good to happen to me. The people that were talking about me, gossiping, never had any good intentions for me. How about that? How about that? This is all the reason why I tell you all the time that you need to get quiet. That you need to, even though this is a process of building your relationship with God, getting quiet and calling the Holy Spirit in, or getting quiet and just being in your sacred space so that you can hear things, so that you can feel things, so that messages and nudges will come to you. It's your own protection. Because you literally could be sleeping with the enemy. You could literally be hanging out with the enemy. You literally could be, related to the enemy. You just have no idea. Because there's so much noise going on. And you're so busy, and you got to do this and you got to do that. And you never make time for yourself, let alone God. So that's why you're always tripped up. And the things are shocking and devastating to you and heartbreaking and things of that nature, because you had no idea. And even if you did have an idea, because you have not taken time for yourself, and because you don't think as highly of yourself as God does, and you don't treat yourself as highly of yourself as God does, then things can get by you. They can easily get by you. So don't let that happen. Take time for yourself. I have an invitation, actually. I haven't put it all together, nor have I put a sign up together or anything like that. So I'm just giving you a heads up on what is coming down the pipe. I am putting together a program so that I can show you the 7 steps to building intimacy, relationship with yourself and God. And it's going to be so amazing, because not only have I been through it, but it is a passion of mine for me to take what it is that I've learned over these years that I've been going through this healing process, because it hasn't been just 5 or 6 years. It's actually been since 2005. And of course, when that tragic thing happens to you, you're not capable. You're not even the same person. But we're talking about years and years and years of starting and stopping. Years of just yearning for something to change. Years of bumping your head. Years of disappointment, and I don't even want to use that word, but years of just not being who you want to be, and knowing that there's something else out there, but maybe you're just not ready yet. Maybe you just don't recognize yet. Maybe you have not done the things that you need to do to get there. But I definitely can get you there. Me and God, we can get you there. So yeah, just stay tuned. Stay tuned. This is a kind of like a rant. I don't really even have a title for it or whatever. It's just some thoughts popped into my head and I just needed to speak them. So allow this to just be some seeds of growth some ideas and some things to make you say, to make you think, dropping, planting seeds. Thank you, Soulful family. I don't even know if this message made any sense to you whatsoever, but I needed to speak it out loud. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, the rest of your week or weekend, the rest of your month, and the rest of your year. Here it is. Not here it is. Excuse me. Cheers to putting yourself first this year and beyond. Cheers to healing. Cheers to improving, growing, learning, accepting, forgiving. Thank you, Soulful family. Talk to you soon.